Welcome back, everyone, to the Centier Bank Studio. Andrew Mild with Andrean State Champion Steve Pachalski here on the RSN Zone, which we're not going to have any highlights for you or live coverage, but what we do have is a very reliable Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard, which you can see on the screen. And we're seeing some scores coming in. Griffith up 54-0. And you just have to think for Bishop Knoll, that was going to be a tough assignment after Griffith lost last week for the perfect season to end. But we do have two streams going on right now. Wheeler and Boone Grove tying it 7 apiece. A very sloppy football game. And then Hobart and Lowell. This game has been so sloppy, ladies and gentlemen, that Boone Grove got a first down. And me and Steve had laughed because the first thing we looked for was, is there any flags on the field? There have been so many. Sort of reminiscent to that Jets-Bills game on Monday night where it felt like every play you saw yellow on the field.
Yeah, it seemed like every time Boone Grove did something downfield, got a chunk play, that there was that laundry on the field. But they seem to be maybe righting things here. They got a little drive going on here now.
And then for Wheeler, Klimczak, their quarterback, he's thrown 3 interceptions. And the one thing that coaches always preach is the time of possession can impact the game, and right now, Boone Grove has chewed up a lot of that clock.
Yeah, they've held it. They've kept it out of that Wheeler offense's hands. Not that Wheeler's done much with it when they've had it, but that is the best defense, keeping the ball in your own hands.
I think my favorite part of tonight was that Leo Stoudeker on the call doing a great job. Called Jaden Ortiz, the running back for Wheeler. Oh, is that an interception? That was an incomplete pass. He called Jaden Ortiz David Ortiz. And for those baseball fans, the World Series has started tonight between the Yankees and the Dodgers. The score there, Yankees up 2-1 thanks to a Giancarlo Stanton home run. But Hobart and Lowell, I believe they just ended the third, heading to the fourth. Hobart was leading there. They've had the entire time. And we're starting to see some finals make their way in. Some games have started out on the Eastern time zone. Mishawaka-Marion beat Calumet 35-6. And this is where Justin plays the What Woe song. Hanover Central 63-16.
Yeah, I think they woke up.
KV up to 45-7 on Highland. Highland just had a rough year. Hobart, that game is 35-13, so that hasn't been updated yet on the hometown scoreboard. There we go, our favorite team name, the Jimmies, beating John Glenn 37-7. They will move on. Knox and River Forest 24-13. Knox had scored a touchdown to open up the second half to extend their lead. Culver pulverizing South Central 44-15. My goodness, North Judson. I asked you this. It has to be boring for them because their season has been blowout after blowout.
Well, again, it's time to get those second and third and fourth stringers that don't get to get in much.
Big play happening in the Hobart game where they're taking it across the Lowell 40 into about the 35-yard line. I keep looking down, and Boone Grove got themselves another first down.
Time is starting to become a factor in that game as well. Correct.
And the winner of this, and coincidentally enough, will face the winner of Indrain and Whiting, and it's the 59ers up 35-0. So Boone Grove, they're outside the red zone. This has been a big problem for them. A bad snap, and they throw it out of bounds. Is that going to be intentional grounding? They're going to talk about it. Does that look like intentional grounding to you, Steve?
Well, I think you could argue that you did have a man in the area, and there goes a flag.
Yeah. Intentional grounding, that's going to be costly. Because in high school ball, it's from where the quarterback threw the ball, right? From where he was standing. It's a spot foul.
Right.
So it's going to be a loss of down.
It's basically just like the quarterback being sacked on that spot.
And that's tough. And for Boone Grove, they had a 3rd and goal on the Wheeler 7. And one bad snap like that pushed them all the way back to about midfield. So, yeah, they're pushing back Boone Grove right now. They're now on the 34-yard line. And if Boone Grove can win this game, that's going to be a thing they need to clean up outside the penalties. a turnover game has got to be a big part of having success in the postseason, and you don't want to give away the football on a bad snap.
No, and they've had a few of those as well.
2nd and 25. Once again, the Wolves knocking on the door, shoot themselves in the foot. Quick completion, nice play there, got some of those yards back. I mean, we even saw a 1st and 34 earlier. And we've seen a lot of 2nd and 20 or 3rd and 25, and it's just been ridiculous on how sloppy this game has been for both sides.
Whoever comes out on the losing end of this game is going to have plenty of things to point to as to why.
But not only that, but you got to make an adjustment and get ready for Andrean.
Well, if you're the winner, sure.
Hobart just threw an interception. That's going to serve more like an arm punt because it's going to put Lowell on their own 10. It was 3rd and 12, so that'd be one of those situations where you kind of just throw it downfield and hope. So 3rd and 12, Boone Grove trying to move it. That dirty laundry, spending a lot of time out there on the field.
That's Play the Eagles. It seems to be the theme song of this game. Dirty laundry.
Of course, that game is muted with us talking, but you got to imagine that the Boone Grove fans are just groaning every time they see a flag fly in the air. Nice play by Hobart. So in the Class 2A Sectional 33, where Wheeler and Boone Grove are at, they'll face Andrean as they're up 35-0 on Whiting. And then we're still looking for a score update on the Lions of Bremen and the Lake Station Eagles, as the winner will face Rensselaer Central, who got the bye. So that's why we only had 3 games coming out of that sectional. So 4th and 12. And is Boone Grove going for the field goal? Can we get that? Yeah, they're going for a long field goal. That's up. That might be good. No good.
Looks like he had the distance.
Yeah, he did. Wow. I can't believe Boone Grove should be up by a lot more. They should not be tied.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, every day would be Christmas. I mean, it's they're their own worst enemy.
Yeah, they probably have more yards given away on flags tonight than they've gained.
That's probably a good stat there. We'd like to look that up.
Yeah, and then you combine that with how many yards they've lost due to bad snaps. So the Boone Grove center, if they win, he's got to clean that up. And not sure why that's been a problem tonight, unless maybe there's an injury there, because I haven't heard anything about Boone Grove having bad snaps before, and we've done a few of their games. So Wheeler's got the ball back. But Boone Grove, I mean, even though their offense has been sloppy tonight, their defense has done a magnificent job of slowing down one of the best backfields they're going to find between Ortiz and Klimchak.
Yeah, they definitely slowed Ortiz down and maybe made Klimchak a little one-dimensional here, which is maybe why those 3 interceptions have happened. 3
interceptions, and I haven't seen any games where he played sloppy like that before. They're giving it to Ortiz. Stretch play, and Ortiz got a first down. For Wheeler, the way this game has gone, they got to be happy that they're in this position. But if Ortiz can get going, because you even said it on the last drive, Boone Grove's defense looks a little worn down tonight.
Definitely, they look a little gassed. The thing about playoff football is, it's win in advance.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how ugly you win. You win the ball game and you get to come and play next week.
I know that's the calling card in March Madness is survive. And Wheeler ran the ball. They got about 4 or 5 yards, but I'm seeing that that funny 4-letter word in yellow on the scoreboard. Seeing a lot of that. It has to be worn down. That button that the producer is pushing out in Boone Grove, they probably don't even see the letters on it anymore.
I feel like I'm driving in my car and it's that check engine light that keeps popping on that I can't seem to get rid of.
So Hobart Lowell is the other game that our Region Sports Network, the only game in town, is doing tonight. And Hobart looking like they're going to win, but you can't count out Lowell just yet. 31-13, but all I've seen is Hobart run the ball. They're just milking that clock and looking to advance themselves, and they'll face New Prairie next week. As New Prairie, we saw at the half, was up 48-6 on Gary West Side, so hard to imagine that West Side was able to make up that ground in the second half.
And that last flag was a defensive penalty on Boone Grove, so it moved Wheeler to midfield, I believe. So
what did
on
they?
The defensive side, I'm not.
Did you see what they called on Boone
sure
Grove?
What it was.
I thought maybe I was going to come back on Wheeler and be a holding.
Right.
Most of the times, it's what you think when you see a run play in that area. But again, Boone Grove's giving up a lot of yards tonight. Klimchak's going to throw. They're looking to go deep when they go over the middle, and that's caught. So many times tonight, though, you and I have been.
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought I saw the referee spot it.
I thought so too, yeah.
Unless one spotted it and another one came in and said, yeah, and waved them off. So we saw the hand raised in the air and spotting it where the receiver hauled it in. Griffith 61-0.
That's how you want to answer after losing your last game of the season to ruin a perfect season for you. So looks like they have things righted, at least for this game.
So Griffith is in Class 3A Sectional 25, and they'll get the winner of Knox and River Forest. And the last we had seen, Knox was leading River Forest 24-13. See if that one has been updated yet. KV 52-14. A game that we thought that was going to happen, where KV just rolled Highland. Oh, I think we just saw an update. So we should be getting new scores. Yeah, if you are at the North Newton Bowman Academy game, please send us a score so we can get that updated. The winner moves on to play Rensselaer Central next week. And same thing for Bremen and Lake Station. So some of the finals that we've seen. And did Boone Grove just get the ball back? Oh, guess what?
Well,
this is unbelievable.
Let's wait and see.
This is comical at this point.
That was very late. The ball was spotted. I mean, it was a punt that hit the ground and Wheeler downed it. So I don't know what this could be.
For a team that scored 35 points last week on Griffith, one of the best defenses we've seen.
Got an unsportsmanlike conduct on Wheeler.
Wow. And how much time is left in this game? I'm waiting for the flag graphic to go away. But that's costly too. I believe there are around 4 minutes left in this one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it should be.
4 minutes.
Who knows? Maybe Boone Grove can march down the field and win this game and pull off an incredible upset.
I'm thinking he just doesn't want to turn the flag light off. Because
he's just prepared for the next play, I guess. Oh, look, there's a play that goes by where there's no flag on the field. That's always nice. And that's a bad time to get called for an unsportsmanlike conduct.
You had Boone Grove kind of pinned back a bit, but all of a sudden good field position, and all they need is a field goal. I know they missed the last one, but
he had the distance on it.
Definitely had the distance. Maybe you get that moved into the middle of the field, and maybe you have a different result there. So,
I would love if this game, Wheeler and Boone Grove, went into overtime. Boone Grove trying to take the lid off, and that's some good defense. He wanted the flag, but I thought the corner played that pretty well.
He did. He turned at the right moment and ran step for step with them, and didn't give him any room to make the play.
And it looks like Hobart is just taking their time. And it looks like Hobart just took out their starting quarterback. That's a new QB in the backfield for him. So maybe just trying to save him and not let him get hurt, because he had a great game tonight. He had 3 passing touchdowns in the first half, and that's what allowed Hobart to sort of cruise against Lowell.
Yeah, I'm guessing they'll just try to run that clock out. And
We just
Get ready
lost
for
that
next
one.
week.
Boone Grove over the middle. Big hit and the ball on the ground. 4th down. Oh, wait.
Guess what?
At this point, you just have to say that in the viewers in the RSN zone in the 4th quarter, in the witching hour, I guess we can call it.
Let's see what we
It's
got.
almost Halloween. I guess we can call it that. Personal foul on Wheeler. Their second personal foul penalty.
Wow, that's 30 yards of real estate there.
And was it roughing the passer?
I'm not sure. They didn't.
Yeah, they didn't clarify.
They just gave the personal foul signal, and
This is nuts.
Boone Grove hurrying into the line. 3 minutes left.
Wheeler beat Boone Grove 38-20 earlier this year. Wheeler started the season 0-2. They've won 7 in a row. Trying to make it 8 in a row, but Boone Grove trying to spoil that, and they're trying to win their 5th game in a row. So Boone Grove was 2-3, and then they went 3-0 in conference. And this has been a gritty team. Even despite all the mistakes, they've stayed in it. And they're going to give Andrean a big fight next week if they can win this game. About 2:20 to go. Boone Grove trying to throw it. And almost intercepted. If that ball would have been reeled in by the safety, he had nothing but real estate. He would have been gone.
That was a dangerous throw, throwing it off your back foot. If you want to get rid of it, you had the short side to the right side there.
But that's something I think you, me, and Doug kind of talked about last week on the RSN zone, is that if you're going to win big games against good teams, you're going to need a quarterback that steps up. It can make those sort of throws.
Right.
And that's why teams like Crown Point have been so good these last couple of years. And even for Griffith, Ryan Bunion, their quarterback, he had a good year. But for Wheeler, they thought they had that, and Klimchak has just not had a good game tonight. But for me, if Boone Grove doesn't capitalize right here and you let Wheeler start on the 20 in overtime, who knows what's going to happen? Because Klimchak could make a big-time play. 3rd and 7, they're going to throw it again and just throw it out of bounds. Wow. Not even set up for a screen or run it. KV and Highland has gone final. KV wins 52-14. So Kankakee Valley moves on, and they're in Sectional 17 in the Class 4A. They will be taking on Hanover Central.
I think we're having another discussion here whether that was grounding.
I didn't see any receivers in the area, and he still was in the hash marks.
And that stayed on the field of play as well.
And at that point, wouldn't you be trying to get yourself in the field goal range? Because your kicker showcased a good leg, but now there's not too many NFL kickers I see that can make this one.
Nothing in this game has kind of followed what you think it should be, what you think these teams should be.
You go into this and you think the way Wheeler played last week against Griffith that they were going to have a field day against Boone Grove, considering they already beat them 38-20. But then you're watching the game closely, and Boone Grove has looked like the better team the whole time. But if you're only watching it from the Dragonville Till hometown scoreboard, you would think, oh man, that's a really good game. Yep. And the second intentional grounding on Boone Grove. So we've seen 2 personal foul penalties on Wheeler, and then Boone Grove on the last drive got called for an intentional grounding. They're getting called for it again, and that's going to put them beyond their own 50.
And that's a loss of down.
And lost it down. So it's 4th down with 2:09. Wheeler does have all 3 timeouts. Boone Grove has 2.
One of the things we forget about this game, and something that's not germane to a lot of the other games, this is a rivalry game.
It is.
These are 2 rivals, and that adds an extra bit of
extra layer there,
stress to it there. So,
oh yes, you got to love the rugby style punts that made their way. Oh, that's a good punt. If it stays, went into the end zone. So Wheeler is going to get a touchback. 3 timeouts, and they have 2 minutes to march down the field. How aggressive do you think Coach is going to be? Do you think he goes for it here, or do you think he kind of plays it conservative and hopes he gets himself into overtime?
Well, I think it's one of those deals where you're partly conservative, but if you get a first down, then you kind of hurry things up here. I think it all hinges on what they do on the first play here.
I would love to see Wheeler run a screenplay one time. Let Jaden Ortiz get out in the open field with some blockers, which Wheeler's had a pretty good line throughout the duration of the season. Play action. That's one of their favorite plays. It just feels like Klimchak has just not been accurate with the football. It's not what he's been looking like all year.
A lot of stuff off his back foot. Just doesn't look like he's throwing it with the authority that we've seen him throw the ball with all through the year.
Yeah, and you observed this team very closely. You knew that they were going to be a good team. What has been happening to them offensively? Because that's been their calling call all year to score points.
It just doesn't seem like that they can't be consistent with one with the running game or the passing game. Nothing has stayed consistent for them.
They're going to throw it again to the sideline, complete it, get out of bounds. So at least Wheeler will get to save a timeout.
Did he fight his way for a first down there?
Did he? Yeah, those chains are moving.
Yeah.
It's hard to see on that far side of the field. But yeah, so the clock is also stopped at 1:47. It says on the Region Sports Network scoreboard. So 1st and 10. Yeah, and you're right. Wheeler and Boone Grove, an underrated rivalry because they're not too far away from one another. Boone Grove, right between Crown Point and Valpo. Wheeler is in Valpo. They're probably separated by 10, 15, 20 minutes at best. Going deep. He's got a man.
Oh.
Again, during the regular season, he hits that every time. 9 out of 10 times. It's just today, every throw he's had, it's not been as crisp.
Right.
And that's going to be tough for Wheeler because that's what they love to do. They love to throw to then set up the run. And for Boone Grove, if he's not making those throws, press and then get to the running back, right?
I wouldn't be surprised if they come right back with that.
I know they already tried to run their favorite play, which is that play action slant route. They ran a lot against Griffith. He has a stretch play this time with Ortiz. Ortiz gets a first down. He's to the 50, and he's going to get dropped down at the 46. That's a good run. And the chains are moving. So I think the clock is stopping momentarily while those chains move.
Wheeler quickly out of the huddle. Again, all they need is a field goal.
I wonder if they're going to go back to Jaden. Back to Jaden Ortiz. And good chunk. Down to the 40. This is what Jaden Ortiz did last week. He's kind of like the closer of the Bearcats, where if they need some big plays and to milk the clock, they keep going to him. But they're in no hurry. Minute left in the game, 7-7. Wheeler, Boone Grove, two teams that finished the regular season red hot. And Wheeler, I mean, that's kind of a very awkward time to use a timeout.
Yeah, let some time run off the clock there. I'm not sure if they just weren't sure of the play call. But at this point in the game, you want to be absolutely sure. So if it takes a timeout.
They've ran the ball the last two times with Ortiz on the stretch play. One to the right, one to the left. Maybe they're setting up for a play action here and trying to take the lid off.
Could be.
Other game going on is Hobart and Lowell. And looking at that, that's game. Hobart just running the clock out right now. I believe they're going to have one more kneel down, and then they'll celebrate a sectional win over the Red Devils.
I'm not sure what kind of leg the Wheeler kicker has. Jaden Ortiz has been looking really good on this drive here.
Quick out, completed, first down, and he didn't get out.
Tried to turn that in. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, that clock for Region Sports Network has not started. So right now it says 50 seconds, but I have a hard time believing that's what it is right now. Another run play to the right, and They already got a first down, so that was maybe a gain of 2 or 3, so it's going to be second down. And I wish this was one of those moments where you saw a red line to signify the longest kick
Right.
for the kicker. Boone Grove's going to... Wait. Who called the timeout? Because first it was Boone Grove.
Again.
Okay, it's Wheeler again. First it was blue to signify Boone Grove, and then it was Wheeler.
So we're at the 30-yard line. So you're looking at a 47-yarder now? About?
Yes. Yeah, that's about right. Usually that's what they say is 17 yards from where the ball is spotted.
That's a tall order.
Wow, North Judson, I just can't believe the video game number they put up tonight. 71 points. That has to be some sort of North Judson record. I wonder how many yards they gained in the process. Some big scores tonight as we're starting to separate the good teams from the teams that kind of just stayed around during the regular season. But we're going to be finishing off with a classic. Hobart did win 38-13. They beat Lowell by 25 points. Hobart moving on to take on New Prairie next week. Should be a fun game. So 37 seconds. Wheeler's going to throw. They're going for the end zone, and it's sailing over the head of the intended receiver. And what were you saying, Steve?
What was I going to say? You
said something about you can't.
I'm not sure where I was going with that. But another thought I do have here, Wheeler with the one timeout. You kind of either have to go deep or you need to save that timeout, I would think, to make sure that you're able to get your field goal unit out should the need arise, depending upon if you throw the ball, if you run the ball. Again, Jaden Ortiz was the one that basically moved them down here, and with that timeout, you can run him. But again, not knowing exactly what they feel is a safe distance for a field goal attempt in this situation. Kind of looking, I keep missing the River Forest Knox score to see if anything changed there. I think that's the only other game that we had that might be somewhat
close
up in the air.
Yeah. Like we said, usually at first week of sectionals, you see a lot of blowouts where the really good teams somehow get lucky and face a team that's not so good and kind of get their confidence up. And for Andrean, they won 41-0. Griffith took care of business 61-0. Andrew Mile with Steve Pachalski here at the Santier Bank Studios. North Newton there. We got a score. There we go. 26-22. Welcome, everyone, to the Santier Bank Studios. Andrew Mile, Steve Pachalski. Over to my left, Bremen, 55-0 over Lake Station. We had to think that was going to happen. Lake Station had themselves a rough year. But right now what we're doing is we're watching Wheeler and Boone Grove. And due to rules from the IHSAA, we can't show any video coverage on this show. But we're going to kind of take you through live commentary while also giving you a look at the Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard, as this is the witching hour on the RSNZONE. Pump fake. A lot of time. Going deep and incomplete. Ooh. 4th and 6. I'm thinking with that sort of play call, Steve, Wheeler's going to go for it here.
Oh, you have to.
Last game of the year, Brant can't hold anything back now.
The question is, are they going for the first down, or did they believe their field goal kicker might have the leg to do this? I think it's a little far if you're
as a person, as a guy that was a defensive coordinator for Andrean that won the state championship. Are you pretty confident the way that your corners and safeties have been playing tonight? Because it doesn't look like Klimchak, the quarterback for Wheeler, has been pretty confident. He's had some really errant throws that we're not used to. He's been leading the region in passing, given that Ehrlich had himself a great year and probably didn't play as nearly as many quarters as Klimchak, but still, regardless, the number one passing quarterback in this part of the state.
Well, to be honest with you, if I'm Boone Grove and we win this game, I think my corners might be in for an earful, because on some of these plays, the Wheeler receivers had them beat. They had 2 or 3 steps on them, and for whatever reason, Caleb just hasn't been able to connect with them. There's been some open. They've had some open receivers.
I'm getting nervous watching this game. I couldn't imagine being a father or a mother of one of the seniors for either side, because this is playoff time. One team's got to walk away with the win. The other team's got to go home. And right now, Wheeler is in a very particular spot. They're on the Boone Grove 30. They just burned their last timeout. There's 25 seconds left.
They are going to try a field goal.
So this is 47 yards.
Wow.
Well, maybe not as far.
Boone Grove calling a timeout to ice them. Maybe
gotta love it.
Should have waited maybe a little bit more. Let them get ready.
The classic ice the kicker. I wonder who was the first coach to ever try that. Like, hey, I got a timeout. Might as well use it, right? Let that kicker think a little bit longer. For me, for Boone Grove, with them only having one timeout after that, I can imagine if Wheeler doesn't knock down this field goal, we're going to have free football over at Boone Grove for their opening game.
They will not have a lot of time for Boone Grove to do anything there, and you got to be careful that you don't, do something to allow Wheeler to get the ball back in good field position. So
my question is, the one team that does come away with the win is going to be not only a physical drain on them, but also a mental drain. They go into that game next week against Indrain, who won 41-0 against Whiting. That's going to be a tough adjustment because they're putting everything out on that football field right now just to get that one win. North Newton up 26-22.
Here we go.
Yeah, this is a big kick. Here it is. I don't think that's not good. Boone Grove celebrating on their sideline. Well, make sure there's no flags first before they walk off the field. I'm not seeing any. This game's going to go to overtime.
I think so.
Yes.
I sitting there watching somebody try a 47-yard field goal. Being the old coach I am, I always have a game that reminds me of something back in my past. And the year before we won state, we played Griffith in another classic sectional ball game, and Mark Edwards trotted out onto the field with maybe about 2 minutes left and kicked a 45-yard field goal to win it for us.
Wow!
So that's why I wasn't discounting that he might have a chance to make that. So I've seen it happen before. So,
well, the one game that you and I were looking for, I finally saw it. Knox is up 40-13 on River Forest.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They've scored 32 unanswered points.
Russ Radke moves on.
Yeah, Radke and Knox moving on to the next round. Well, they will be taking on Griffith. That will be a fun game. Knox going to 7-3. River Forest season ending. And, yep, they're already putting up OT on the scoreboard at Wheeler and Boone Grove. I believe that's the last game that's going on around the region tonight. And what a classic and what a doozy it's been. That's going to be a Region Sports Network classic.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting to see what play calls we have now where the field is shortened and you've got 4 downs and it's score, extra points. All this comes into play. Most teams in this situation, you'd like to go on defense first so you kind of know what you have to do. But we'll see. I
will say one of my favorite games that we've seen this year was Valpo and Chesterton, where Valpo won on a Philly. And as you said, it's win or go home. You got two teams that are rivals. They're going to pull out all the punches to walk away with this win.
You're going to see some plays drawn up in the dirt here, I think, that you haven't seen all year.
Man.
Just to get the ball across the end zone.
So what you're telling me is that they're bringing up the playbook and they're going to the last page.
This could be fun, exactly.
Yeah, they're getting the camera back on down there. I wonder who's going to start with the ball first. As a coach that was a defensive coordinator, you've probably been in some classic overtime games before. What are you telling your defense before they go out there and take on the offense on the 20-yard line?
Well, just like in any other situation, You don't have to. And I'm assuming, that my defense is its normal, the special self. You don't have to do anything special here. Do your job. Don't try to do somebody else's job and take yourself out of your own responsibility. That will usually backfire for you. So you just do your job, fill your lanes, and make the stops. Tackle.
Tackle's a big one.
Tackle, yep.
I was talking to some college coaches, and they say that's a big thing for them, is frustrating the wide receivers, is even though if they make a catch, you're tackling them almost immediately and not allowing those big plays. And both sides really haven't had big plays. The only touchdown that Wheeler has scored tonight was from their special teams.
Right.
Which, again, was another situation where Boone Grove got down the field, and then they shot themselves in the foot with a couple of penalties, had to punt it, and Wheeler took it all the way. So their defense hasn't allowed any points tonight. And Boone Grove is going to start on offense. And are they starting on the 10-yard line?
Start on the 10-yard line. High school rules, 4 downs from the 10-yard line.
I feel like that's more dramatic than starting on the 20, because you can't get a first down.
By a penalty you could.
You could, yes.
So here we go.
Boone Grove starting with the ball. They're going for the end zone almost immediately. Ball in the air. Intercepted!
Intercepted.
So Wheeler, all they have to do is score, and they can win the game. Look at the sideline at Boone Grove. They are absolutely deflated right now after that. You're celebrating. You got some momentum. You forced a field goal that was missed. You stay alive to see overtime. First play, ball tipped into the air, the old tip drill, and it pays off. The Bearcats having a chance now.
You're still in this game, though. I mean, you can stop them. They've missed field goals. So I know from here it's a chip shot if they go for a field goal, if they're reduced to that.
They might go to a reliable, the play action, slant over the middle.
I would give the ball to Jaden Ortiz and just let him run the ball in.
Stretch play, right side, stop, cut, and he's in within the 5.
If they do anything else, I'm going to be surprised.
And maybe a little frustrated.
Well, it's easy sitting here to say what somebody should do, but it's the old cliche: you throw the ball and 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. Here a field goal wins it for you, so why take the chance? Just give the ball to Ortiz, let him score.
They got 2 running backs in the backfield. They're going to let Klimchak run it. Did he get in there? He's awfully close. I don't think he got in.
Signal,
no.
No, I think he went to his knee before.
Wow. It's 3rd and goal. Less than a yard to go. This has to be Jaden Ortiz territory.
I would think so, or get up under the center, which we talked about that the last time. Nobody does anymore.
Oh, maybe. No. This is an old situation where you don't want to be a Pete Carroll. It looks like it's a Wildcat.
As a defense, I would try to time this.
It's a Wildcat, and I think Jaden Ortiz just won the game. He did. Wheeler survives a game that has seen a lot of mistakes. Flags, interceptions, bad snaps. But at the end, the number 14 in the Ennigenberg rankings, the Wheeler Bearcats, who just scored their first offensive touchdown in overtime, is moving on. And you just have to think, and I don't know if you agree with me on this, Steve, but at some point you're watching this game, and it's 7-7. Boone Groves look like the better team. If you allow a good team to hang around for that long, eventually it's going to bite you. And sure enough, it came back to bite Boone Grove, and Wheeler got the key interception. They ran the ball 3 times, and they're getting to celebrate that they're moving on. And that's setting up a number 3 versus a number 4 next week, Andrean versus Wheeler.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Going back to this game, we said it before, ugly game, but at this point, Wheeler will take it. They're moving on. They're going to play again next week. Get ready for Andrean, and that game should be a lot of fun.
That is such a deflating loss for Boone Grove, and you feel, especially for their defense, who played such a good game tonight, despite that a lot of it was also mistakes on Wheeler. But at the end of the day, this was Boone Grove's game to win, and the mistakes kept costing them. Too many flags, and especially costly ones where it's holding, personal fouls. We saw a lot of second and forevers.
Right. You had a couple situations there where you were inside the 10-yard line. You were first and goal, and you wound up having to punt the ball.
Yes.
I mean, that's just, you can't have that, especially in a playoff game. I mean, you made the comment, and I'm thinking it might be true. They might have accumulated more penalty yards than they gained offensively. I mean, you just, and to have to be in a position to win the game at the end there like that. I mean, it's you hate to say it, but there's no one to blame but themselves.
Boone Grove beat Boone Grove tonight,
right?
And again, they should have won, especially considering that if they stay within the 10-yard line, and we saw the leg their kicker has, he knocks those two down. Boone Grove walks away with the score being the other way of 13-7, and not them losing in overtime. So I think that was the final game to go final across the region, kind of following the Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard as this game has gone along. The other game that we had on the Region Sports Network tonight to open up sectional play was Hobart and Lowell. Hobart won that game 38-13, as this has been the RSN Zone Witching Hour, and then we'll have a wrap-up show later on tonight with me and Steve Pachalski, who's here on my left. I'm in Andrew Mild, and we're going to go through the scores, kind of tell you what happened around the region, and to kind of get you set up for next week, because we're going to take you through the brackets of 1A down to 4A, and then 5A and 6A had a bye week, so we can kind of go through those games pretty quickly and show you what games are going to be going on next week, so that you know what's going on in sectional as they move along in this high school football season. I can't believe that 10 weeks are gone already. Week 11 next week, and if week 11 is anything like week 10, we're going to see a lot more good football here in the playoffs.
Well, I think the matchups are going to be a little bit better. See some closer games, I think, and again, playoff football, win in advance. It doesn't matter how you look doing it, just get it done.
All right, so that's going to do it here for the RSN Zone. We're going to wrap it up, and then don't forget later on tonight we have the wrap-up show that gets you set up for Week 11 and take you through what happened in Week 10. So for my partner, Steve Pachalski, I've been Andrew Mild. We'll see you tonight for the Region Sports Network wrap-up show, as this has been the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowell Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com.
Tech Checking Plus from Tech Credit Union offers everything you'd expect from a checking account. Plus, you'll earn one of their best dividend rates for maintaining a higher account balance. Currently, 4.85% annual percentage yield. No need to choose between easy access to funds or earning a better dividend. Tech Checking Plus gives you both. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
Quintel Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in Northwest Indiana that specializes in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Since 1994, Quintel has been handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country. Equipped with the most modern technology and advanced tools, Quintel provides top-notch service. When you trust Quintel for all your needs, you'll get peace of mind and a finished job that exceeds your expectations. For more info about Quintel and the services they provide, visit quintel-inc.com.
If you work with industrial, pneumatics, or hydraulics, and you're in need of maintenance or repair, you need the right connection. For over 20 years, Hose Connections in Hammond has been the premier leader in the hydraulics industry. Hose Connections is a one-stop shop for sales and service of pneumatics and hydraulics. Hose Connections continues to grow their network of industry contacts, which allows them to meet even your toughest expectations. To learn more, visit HoseConnectionsInc.com. Hose Connections in Hammond. Proven under pressure.
Have you checked out Center Bank's student checking account? This no-fee checking account is perfect for students and teens ages 14 to 24 and comes with all the features you need to succeed, such as a debit card, digital banking, and automatic deposit. Center Bank can help you start establishing good spending habits today for your better tomorrow. For more information, visit Centier.com/student-checking or visit your local branch. If you are under the age of 18, your parent or guardian must also sign on the Centier student checking account. At the age of 25, your account will automatically convert to the Centier checking account. You must deposit $25 to open this account. This account is not eligible for overdraft advantage. Member FDIC.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
We love home internet from T-Mobile. Oh, now Mesh boosts Wi-Fi all over your home. Take a class in your attic, that dead spot is gone. Stream ballet in your man cave, learn to paint on
glorious.
And now on the road, you can take T-Mobile Wi-Fi with you. Hey, stay connected and watch what you'll do.
Better Beef of Indiana. Hormone-free, locally raised, and locally processed beef. Better Beef of Indiana is located in Valpo at 2600 Beach Street, where you could buy individual cuts of beef completely raised in Hebron. From single pounds of ground beef to filet mignon, Better Beef of Indiana has it all. Visit their website at betterbeefindiana.com. Follow them on Facebook or call the owner, Kevin, directly at 219-508-5797. Better Beef of Indiana, where quality meets value.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.